Yeah, my wonderful people, Okute is here. I'm back for good. In case you never subscribe, this is the right time for you to do that. Like, share, and pata of them all is your comments. Your comments is very, very important, and also your sharing is also very, very important. Comments make me to understand that you are watching my content and you state categorically where the thing pains you. Either you like the broadcast, the video, the news, or you don't like it. At least it will help me to be a better person in my next videos. So that is why it is very, very important you air your view at the comment section. And the sharing is you have to do it at least to enable others who have not who don't have what I call the access to my channel. When you share it, maybe they have access to your own platform, and they will get to know about the news and what it's all about. So my wonderful people, keep on doing what you are doing. I must tell you the gospel truth. I appreciate all of you from the depth of my heart, whether you comment good or you comment bad, you watch or you did not watch. But the fact still remains that we all are the same, and we have one goal in mind, just the actualization of the Biafra Republic. You understand me? I'm a newsman. I'm also a Biafran. So I cannot deny the fact that I am complete an Igbo man. In fact, where are they now? Are they under hiding because Governor Hope Uzodinjo have been looking for me. He have been looking for my head the same way he ordered for the arrest or abduction of that Oziza News FM. And I still remember the guy that is his name is Osisa or Osisa, working in the Osisa radio station. Somebody Nonso Nkwa in Imo State. So the same way I'm running for my dear life. I wonder why this guy still be in Imo State, whereby the governor of Imo State have had serious news of killings of his own people, and you still stay there to do that same broadcast. No, my dear, I can never encourage even my enemy to stay there to do anything that got to do with media. It's either you out there or you'll be there to speaking on the favor of that so-called, that mother I call Hope Uzodinjo. So my wonderful people, please let me know what you think at the comment section. I'm doing good or, well, I'm doing bad. Okay, we're going to hear this headline. Some groups have already gathered and decided that governor of Enugu State, that Governor Peter Mbaka never goes scot-free for killing his own people. I mean, some human rights groups have rose up now to defend the Biafrans, to defend all the occupants of Enugu State, and the people that are shop are being closed down, including our able actor, a Nollywood icon, and Kum politician, Kenneth Okonkwo. He hails from Enugu State. He have already come out to do what? To condemn the act. This man really abused the human rights of all the Biafrans in Enugu State, closing their shops and using the Fulani foot soldiers being initiated into the military and police to kill his own people. It is never a good start for him. Barely 2 months in office, you have recorded some killings, blood in your hand, despite the ones you killed during the campaign or during the elections. But I must say the simple truth to Governor Mba. This word is a word of encouragement and also an advice to you. Please retrace your step. If you want to force people to go back to their normal businesses, that is not the way to do it. You must be civil about it. You have the zeal for the everything about the Biafrans to be working, but the way you are going about it, that is not the way. So my wonderful governor, I know you can be a good man or a bad man. You choose the one you want. But please allow people in their own civil disobedience. That is, I don't think we have anything to do with it. I don't think you have any business with them. If they stay at home, hungry is killing them, up to them. My only concern is that those people that keep on enforcing people to sit at home by killing, murdering, destroying their businesses is what I'm against. But anybody that choose to sit at home simply because they want to indulge in that civil disobedience for the release of Martin Nandekano, as Simon Ekpa claims, then so be it. Yes, if you cannot generate any revenue there, then go and ask the federal government to free Martin Nandekano, and if anybody continues with this at home, then you have anything, if you have anything to tell them, or you have any action to take, then you can go ahead and do it. But for now, I don't think it is necessary. My advice and the warnings, and also a word of encouragement to you. You can take it either as advice, as a warning, or as encouragement. Everything based on understanding. So, my wonderful people, let us go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. Before that, we have some headlines here that I need to let you know what to expect in this very broadcast. All the very, very important and very, very necessary. So that when you hear the headlines, you can be able to know either to listen to the whole video or to pick the ones you want to listen to. As simple as that. That is the way it is. And that is my own way of doing my broadcast. Have a nice day, my wonderful people. Your action is illegal. According to this group, the Civil Liberties Organization is an activism group. They have called for Mba's head and said that is not the way to go about it. And this one again is a Biafran group or IPOB or whatever you choose to call them. They say, and I quote, that every Biafran must obey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to stop observing sit-at-home order. This one is coming from IPOB. I hope this one is for good. Anyway, my wonderful people, make on see here this one. This one is coming from the office of our Nollywood icon, politician, Kenneth Okonkwo. He said, and I quote, "You have zeal but lack wisdom. Kenneth Okonkwo berate Governor Mba over sit-at-home protest. Why are you killing your own people? All in the name of to satisfy the conscience of your paymasters who force you to be the governor. That not minding that you didn't win the election. But that one is the story for another day. I'm not impressed with Tinubu's ministerial list. This one is Professor Anthony Killer. He made mention of the people that are not supposed to be in that very particular list, but they find themselves into it. It's a payback time. This one is just use that our offices to reward his cronies that help him to rig the election. We all know what happens on February 25th, 2023. That is a story for another day as well. DSS, they don't speak on releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from their custody. I don't know what it's all about, but we are going to read what the content it is. But earlier today, I got the news that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been freed from their custody for medical medical grounds. So I don't really know what the DSS have to say about this. Breaking news on our well-packaged president Tinubu. He said he will address Nigerians today. On what ground? They don't write a full package of lies to come and tell to Nigerians, right? It's all right. Breaking news: our Supreme Court Justice Wednesday, don't pay me. He don't kick the bucket. He don't say bye-bye to this trouble edge. According to Reno Mokiri, are we that shallow? So cars are now our problem. Omokiri foams over Russia-Africa summit. All this oye parangaho sungure ya bera yogo. When I don't start this one, they start with Russia. I hope you people will live to tell the story. You people are trying to bring Russia and China into this system, whereby creating a problem for yourselves. You accept UK, you accept US. Now you want to accept Russia and China into your system. Be warned, my brother. All these people have never have a good interest or interest of the masses or your own people at heart. Only what they will gain is what they're after. Well, let us go straight to the reason why we're here. The Civil Liberties Organization, CLO, has condemned the violence visited on Enugu State protesting traders following the government sealing of their businesses for not opening their shops on Monday. A development that led to the killing of 2 persons by security agencies. What did they do? Nothing. Their only crime is that they are protesting. A peaceful protesters, armless. Nigeria can never be good. You keep on killing them. When they ask you now, you will tell us nothing happened. The same way Sanwo-Olu and Tinubu and their cronies killed over 100 and something people at the Lekki toll gate. Now, after 3 years later, they want to do a mass burial with 61,285,000 naira for each head to get 595,000. That money is enough to revive the police academy, to revive everything that concerns the police, so that they will stop extortion and killing of people. Police brutality are still present even after the Lekki massacre. Till today, they are still intimidating people, killing people, maiming people, collecting their monies at a gunpoint. That's police for you. Yet, we keep on looking for armed robbers, whereby the men armed robber are in police uniform and military uniforms. And they will tell you categorically in your face that they will shoot you and nothing will happen. And that is why they kill people at the Lekki toll gate. Sanwo-Olu, Lai Mohammed, Babatunde Abe Raji Fashola, all they come out and said nothing happened. When the attention of Ahmed Tinubu was called, he said he had no idea. He never ordered his son to off the light. Then who did? You are the father of Lagos. As a matter of fact, since the democracy started in Nigeria, you have been ruling Lagos through yourself and your cronies. And you tell us you don't know what happened at the Lokito Gate. At the end of the day, you still come and by force yourself on Nigerians with the ill-acquired wealth and get the positions. And now, look at what Nigerians are passing through. It is heartbreaking. The civic organization, in a statement in reaction to the killings of protesters, signed by East Enugu State Chapter Chairman Zulu Ofo Elu, described it as worrisome and wrongful activities, while accusing the government of high-handedness against the citizens by sealing up their businesses and in turn killing them for protesting. You can't kill a child and force that child not to cry. All is very, very painful. The group noted that on Monday, July 24, 2023, officials of the Lagos officials of the state and security operatives purportedly marched around the state capital, sealing up businesses, premises, and shops that did not open for businesses. The excuse said to be given for the sealing was the governor's earlier directive for the resumption of economic activities on Mondays, despite the sit-at-home order issued by some elements claiming to be IPOB leaders. It also accused the public of shooting and killing protesters at Ogbete Main Market, who came out to speak against the activities of the government on their business and shops. It also accused the police of shooting and killing protesters at Ogbete. According to the news, 2 persons have been killed or confirmed dead, and many others sustained various degrees of injuries from gunshots, CLO stated. While they commended the government's efforts to end the sit-at-home menace, however, it described the sealing of shops as completely illegal and unconstitutional. That one is trampling upon their human rights. You have no right to go and seal their shop. It is never in Nigerian constitution or the constitution of Enugu State that anybody who refuses to open his shop shall be sealed. If they are constituting nuisance, you have every right to seal their shop. But this one is that civil disobedience is never a crime in Nigerian constitution. Yet nobody is saying anything, and call for accountability on those gruesomely killed by the police. The statement partly read, while CLO supports reasonable measures including the provisions of adequate security to put an end to the senseless enforcement of sit-at-home orders by some elements in the southeast, we condemn in its entity the action of the state government in sealing private shops and businesses premises willfully closed by their owners. You can do that in people you are paying salaries if they refuse to go to work. But these ones, this is their business. You never give them to start business. You never give them money to rent shop. You never even care how they feel or how they make their money. All you can do is to go to see their shop because you feel that the power is in your hand. That is Nigeria for you. Anyone that has more power, they will seize it on their own people instead of doing it on the strangers. What a word. The action is completely illegal. Traders must be allowed to express their rights to trade or stay closed. The Enugu State government must not pretend not to realize that most of the people staying at the home on Mondays do so out of fear of attack. But let me ask you, you said your name is Dr. Peter Mba, a doctor for that matter, let's say a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. So you don't know what Constitution says or what the law says. You went about closing people's shops because you feel the power is in your hands. There's a extent you can push these people and they cannot hold them back when they will attack. Government must reassure residents of their safety and security rather than become an added threat to their lives and livelihood. Certainly, the action of the Enugu State government led traders to stage a protest, which eventually led to the extrajudicial killing of their colleagues. Enugu State government should henceforth respect the rule of law. The civil rights organization feels pained that the Nigerian police, even after the end of SARS protests, have continued to use uncivilized, unprofessional, and draconic approaches to handling civil protests. CLO expelled the Nigerian police to adhere to a professional code of engagement in their exercise in the first place. The effect of the Monday sit-at-home is a sign of the failure of the Nigerian police. If the police had been as effective in securing lives on Mondays as they did in quelling peaceful protesters, these incidents would have been avoided more so. If the police could protect people who protested on Monday, 24 July, in support of the government's ban on sit-at-home, yes, what stopped the same police force from protecting those who protested against the government policy of sealing their shops? Order comes from above, and Peter Mba ordered them to kill his own people. God, posterity must surely judge you people. Finally, CLO calls on the government of Enugu State to immediately unseal all business premises in the interest of justice. Government should avoid further harassment of traders, business people, and other residents in respect of the sit-at-home order. Government should rather enhance security in the state to assure residents of their safety and enable them to return to their businesses. We call on the Enugu State Commissioner of Police to ensure an immediate and thorough investigation into the killing of unarmed protesters and ensure that those found culpable are brought to book. Governments must protect the citizens, not to destroy them, according to the news we have here. Every Biafra must obey Nnamdi Kanu, stop observing sit-at-home order, according to IPOB. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB has once again enjoined the people of the southeast Nigeria to stop listening to Finland-based Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa. According to Powerful, the spokesperson for IPOB said in a statement, every Biafran must understand the importance of this letter. If you are a lover of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must listen to him. Powerful, who wondered why Ekpa would declare himself Prime Minister of Biafra while Kanu, whom he claims is his leader, is languishing in detention, charged Igbos to stop giving credence to the enemy of Ndibo and Biafrans claiming to be Kanu's disciple. That is the truth. He said, perhaps when Mazi comes out, he will become the fake disciple, deputy, or personal assistant. Every Biafran must stop observing any sit-at-home order from the infiltrators. The IPOB spokesperson further noted, the reckless enforcement and abuse of sit-at-home is an opportunity for criminals to kidnap, murder, maim, and snatch cars from innocent citizens. This government-sponsored criminality and violent enforcement of sit-at-home have endangered the lives of our people through the invasion of murderous and overzealous Nigerian security agents. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sent messages through his visitors and DSS dungeon to the infiltrators to stop the reckless sit-at-home several times, all to no avail. They seek going ahead to do it. That is agent of provocateurs. You have zeal but lack wisdom. Kenneth Okonkwo berate Governor Mba over sit-at-home protest. The veteran Nollywood actor Kenneth Okonkwo has berated the governor of Enugu State, Governor Peter Mba, over the death of some traders during a protest. Recall that three people were killed on Wednesday when the traders took to the streets to protest the sealing of their shops by the state government for not opening for businesses on Monday. The protest is said to have turned violent, with at least 3 persons reportedly shot dead. Video clips showed lifeless bodies of 2 young men and that of a lady. Security forces were said to have been deployed to disperse the protesters. It is alleged security agencies deployed to the scenes fired live bullets on the peaceful protesters, killing 3 and injured many. Speaking on the development, Okonkwo berated the state governor for lacking wisdom in dealing with the situation. Okonkwo lamented that Mba, after blaming his people for sitting at home, decided to kill them when they came out to protest. What a life. Speaking via his Twitter, Okonkwo wrote, always terrible for a man to have zeal without wisdom. The overzealous Peter Mba blamed his people for sitting at home for fear of being killed, and the best solutions he could offer was to kill the people who decided to come out. So in Enugu, if you sit at home, if you sit at home, Oku, if you come out, Oku Noka, This is the result of incompetence and dishonesty we are having today at the government levels. I'm not impressed with Tinubu's ministerial list. This one is Professor Anthony Killer lamenting. Make we see what happens in this very particular news, because even me myself, I am not impressed with it, because what is here is almost the same people who have been ruling this country since 1999. Old fools, old recycled politicians who have nothing to offer. In their respective offices, they failed woefully. Yet you still invite them into your system. That means you want to fail. You have prepared your failure result already, waiting to execute it. Anyway, we are waiting. All eyes is on you people. A professor of strategy and development, Anthony Killer, has expressed his concerns about the recently announced list of ministerial nominees submitted to the Senate by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recall that the President's Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, submitted Tinubu's first batch list of nominees for the ministerial position to the Senate. Senate President Godswill Akpabio stated that the nominees on the list are a balance between political acumen and technocrats, according to him, because not them. The President of the National Assembly also asserted that the names were not attached to specific portfolios. In an Arise News interview on Friday, Killer said he is unimpressed with not only the fact that the President did not submit the list as early as anticipated, but also with the lack of portfolios attached to each name. He stated that doing this would have raised the bar for future administrations to take note of, especially for a political animal such as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, according to the news. He said the real essence of the screening should be seen as representatives of the people and the legislators. Those who are going to take the role are going to do things that their own constituency wants, according to him. This is truly a cabinet of recovery. That is the strategic thing we should be thinking about. You talk about the next set of people, and some said the Senate should insist that they come with a portfolio before screening. I agree, but you see, this is part of the elephant giving birth to the rat here. For a big elephant like this president and this process that we are in, the way it was managed, we shouldn't need to force them to do that. It doesn't help us raise standards. It is important that from now on, when we deal in our public discussions and our institutions, we should be visionary. We should be setting precedents. I would expect the president to have started with a second round, thinking what are the issues we want to solve, and let us bring those that can solve these issues. But rather, no. After announcing the election results, till today, they never select anybody. That means they don't have anything to offer. They don't have anything whatsoever to offer to the people. If somebody who is ready to work, during the course of the election, you have already known that you will rig the election to your own favor. Why not prepare all those things put in place? As you said, you want to hit the ground running in the 100 days in office. Now, since something days have passed, nothing whatsoever has been achieved, other than incident hardship, incident increment in fuel price. Maybe by next month August, we'll buy a liter of fuel for 1,000 naira. Be sure of that. The professor also suggested that the Senate hold conversations with nominees to understand their capacity and not ask to bow and go, according to Killer. He said, the downside, what people aren't happy about, is the fact that you are using the same people all over in a country of over 200 million people. Where are other people? It appears these are the few people, the only people who have solutions to the problems of which they were part in any way. In reality, it is not enough to say you have experience of 8 years as maybe an executive governor. We have to be specific. What exactly did you do that guaranteed you to be in this cabinet? And above all, what are we going to use you for? According to him. Okay, this message goes to the Senate. Akpabio, who is laughing to the poor simply because he found himself at the Senate or he found himself at the business of government, then the poor have become a laughing stock for him. DSS don't speak on releasing IPOB's Nnamdi Kanu from his custody. The Department of State Service, DSS, have reacted to reports making the rounds on some quarters that it released embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from his custody. In a statement dated Sunday, July 30, DSS said he only complied with a court order by granting Kanu access to his personal doctors. Vanguard quoted a source close to the DSS describing the views on the internet as mere speculations, maintaining that Kanu is still very much with the security agency, as he was only granted access to his personal doctors under the supervision of the service. Nigerians understand that Kanu was released on Saturday to meet with his personal physicians in an Abuja hospital outside the facility of the DSS. Giving clarification, however, to the reports on the internet, the source said access to the doctors for suspects in DSS custody is routine in line with the standard operating procedures of the service, according to the DSS. The source stressed such access under the supervision of the personnel of the service is not only applicable to Kanu but every other suspect in DSS custody. But yet, what did they call him? Ayofayo was granted sick leave to US or UK to abroad for treatment. Alright, well done. Let it be known to all that Kanu's access to his personal doctors is also in line with the order of Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court Abuja. It should also be noted that even before the order, the DSS have been given access to medical services, which is a lie. Apart from being routine, Kanu was also granted access to his personal doctors in line with the order of Federal High Court in Abuja. Report that Kanu was to be released to see his personal doctors is baseless because the access granted him was under the supervision of the DSS. The DSS is an organization that believes in the rule of law, so we will continue to comply with orders of the court, the source said. Now today they start giving you people this thing, what do they call it? Orders, and you flaunt the orders. Breaking news. Our well-packaged President Tinubu to address Nigerians today. Okay, what do you have to say other than read and read and read? Now just to come and read the exercise book to us. Do you have anything to tell us? The answer is zero. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will address Nigerians in a broadcast on Monday, July 30 at 7 p.m. Nigerian News report that Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake, made this known in a statement on Monday. In all local televisions, radio stations, and other electronic media outlets to join the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) and Radio Nigeria for the broadcast. The statement reads: Bola Ahmed Tinubu will make a broadcast to the nation on Monday, July 31st, 20 at 7 p.m. Television, radio stations, and other electronic media outlets are enjoined to hook up to the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority and Radio Nigeria for the broadcast of our well-packaged President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Breaking news: Supreme Court Justice Nweze dies. The Supreme Court of Nigeria Judge Justice Chimas Sentus Nweze has died. Nigerian News laments. According to Daily Post, Justice Nweze passed away on Sunday night at the age of 64. The Supreme Court has yet to issue an official statement as of Monday morning when the incident was reported. The court that Justice Nweze presided over and in a dissenting judgment in 2020 declared Emeka Ihedioha of a People's Democratic Party (PDP) the winner of the 2019 governorship election in Imo State. Also, in a split judgment of the 3-2, Nweze delivered the controversial judgment of the Supreme Court, which declared then Senate President Ahmed Lawan as an authentic candidate of the All Poverty Congress (APC) for the Yobe North Senatorial District for the 25th February general election. So no need when I do this in Justice Nweze, a native of Obolo, Udenu local government area of Enugu State, was born on September 25 of 1958. In 2014, former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration approved the recommendation of the National Judicial Council to appoint Nweze to the Supreme Court as judge. Now here we see. Are we that shallow? So cars are now our problem. Reno Omokri fumes over Russia-Africa summit. Let us see why this man is making this statement. Former presidential aide Reno Mokri has blasted Africans celebrating the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, for offering African leaders a ride in limousines during their visit to the country. Nigeria recalled that Putin had hosted some African leaders in St. Petersburg, Russia on Friday. However, it seemed that Omokri was not pleased with the outcome of the summit. He berated Africans who attached any form of importance to the limousine ride Putin gave the presidents. Did they come back with the cars, if I may ask? The political aide lamented that it was shallow to think that way, wondering if the continent's problem are cars, which is not so. Speaking via Instagram, he wrote, "And then there are those Africans who celebrated that Putin gave our leaders limousines to ride in while the British boozed them all together in one big coach. Are we that shallow as a people? Are cars Africa's problem? If they are, then I invite those, yes, Amasa, so-called leaders to Newe in Nigeria, where an African like them manufactures entirely made in Nigeria cars. If they want them in limousine format, complete with bulletproof, IFM motors can do it. They do not have to go to Russia to enjoy luxury vehicles." According to Reno, on January 11 of 1976, the late General Murtala Ramat Mohammed addressed the heads of the states and government of the then Organization for African Unity, now the African Union, and said, "Africa has come of age." 7 years later, this looked to be true when God gave us a leader like Thomas Sankara. If only both of them could see how their successors, African leaders, went a groveling in Russia in 2023, Murtala would not have been content to roll in his grave. He would have resurrected to give them a taste of his legendary anger and some fierce brain and destiny setting slabs. Leaders that can be bought for a price of a luxury car. Are these leaders? They are not, definitely. Are those celebrating Africans aware that Western leaders are also boozed together during the G7 summits? Many of these same Western leaders either walk or bike to work. An example is the Dutch Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, and in 2023, we are celebrating cars as if we have never seen them before. What a shameful act of Africans. Anyway, my wonderful people, now here we go take back our kaya and I go with the go so. If you never subscribe, please endeavor to do that. Like, share, comment, and share this message so that everyone will get to know about it. Have a nice day. I'm signing out for now. Bye. Until you come away again, I still remain Okute Daily Talk, giving you this breaking news. Have a nice day. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Kemesiano.